Hey friends, Jacqueline here. Based on all the amazing things we are seeing happen online, we are predicting this is going to be one of the busiest seasons for e-commerce ever. Are you ready for it? No matter what stage of business you're in, the one thing we do know is you need to show up and create content that actually matters to your customers during this 2020 holiday season. But wait, you may be thinking, sounds great, but what do I actually say to them without being salesy? Don't worry, friends, we've got you covered this holiday season. Introducing 101 plus content ideas beyond the discount 2020 edition, a bundle of tools, prompts, and video training that helps you create content this holiday season to reach out to your customers beyond just offering discounts, which is uber important to having a profitable Q4. This is created specifically for you to use during this 2020 holiday season. So, what's included? 101 plus content prompts to be used on social media, emails, and in live videos. 3 months of editable calendars filled with daily content ideas for marketing in 2020 quarter 4. Monthly checklists for 2020 holidays to inspire content and calendar prompts. 5 holiday plug-and-play scripts that will help you show up easily on video to stand out from the big guys. And this is one of our favorites. The easiest way to have a 12 days of holiday sales or a Cyber Month sales worksheet, plus video trainings and so much more. If you want to check it out, make sure to grab 101 content ideas beyond the holiday discount 2020 holiday edition. We wanted to make this holiday season as sweet as pumpkin pie that we are practically giving this away. Head to holidaycontentideas.com right now, and let's make this your most profitable holiday season ever.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna Kunlo-Setup, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-six-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey everybody, Jacqueline and Minna here, your co-hosts of the Product Boss Podcast. Today, we will be sharing a conversation we had with a fellow female founder. You see, we believe women helping women is what the world needs more of. Introducing our female founder episodes, where we interview fellow female entrepreneurs and highlight their small business.
Our goal is to shine a spotlight on product businesses to encourage our community to support each other, learn from each other, buy from each other, and lift each other up. So let's jump in.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. So we have Kelly Wong of Lai Life Products on with us today, and she is going to share with us how she has grown her business from in-person events to blowing up online. So welcome to the Female Founders Podcast, Kelly.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
We're so excited to have you. I actually have your products in my house, so thank you. My husband uses them. My kids use them actually on the piano bench, which you had said you've never seen.
I saw that. Thank you. That's great.
So tell our listeners about your products. What do you sell?
I sell 3 different sizes of a balance pad, and how I came about to selling that product is that I was helping a friend teach a class, and I realized that so many women were having trouble kneeling onto the thin yoga mat. So I said there had to be something there. I researched and I found the balance pad, and I basically just test marketed it and wanted to see if the public was in need of something to alleviate the pressure off your knees, your tailbone, your wrists while doing planks. And I test marketed for 2 years and just to see if it was in need, and it definitely solved the problem.
Yeah, I love that. The way a balance pad is more firm, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Just a real firm knee pad in sort of way.
Yeah, I call it Tempur-Pedic for knees.
Uh-huh.
So it's a Tempur-Pedic pad for knees.
Right. Without using that word.
Yes.
Right?
It feels
It's like those really expensive foam mattresses that you would sleep on.
Right. But not quite as soft, I would say. They're not that soft, right?
No. It feels good, but it's not to where it's like a really hard surface or anything like that.
Right. Because people can still kneel down. And I see a lot of men using them for when they lift weights and they're kneeling. And it's that firmness. So you're not like flopping over with some weights, right?
Correct. Yes.
So what does your product line look like?
So I have 3 different sizes. This one happens to be the large. So I have this in actually two new colors are coming out. So this is my main one that's been pretty popular, which
It's
is
kind of like a pinkish coral.
Yeah, a coral. Yep, coral. I call it coral. And then I have a medium size, and I also have this smaller size. Like if you just do gardening, and you could see by the thickness of it, it's about 3 inches thick. And I also have a medium size.
Are they all the same thickness?
So the large and the small is the same thickness. The medium is maybe just half an inch less thick, just because, like for your son to sit on, you just want it to be a little bit less dense.
Yeah, my kids, when the second I got them, they took them from us. We're like, these are not for you, because my husband works out from home. And I think that's the thing that we were really excited to talk to you about, because in a post-COVID, or it's not even post-COVID, it's during a COVID world, there was a lot of working out at home, and we're going to talk about your growth there. But I want to first start with the fact that, and you're in the Broadway industry with us. You're a product boss, but when you and I connected, you told me, what you do for Broadway, but you were corporate, and this sort of was a side hustle hobby that you created, which is pretty amazing. So tell us a little bit about that, sort of like the start and how you were balancing both. And now, Broadway shut down, the markets are shut down, and you have this product business that you're full-time in.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, I was in corporate for almost 30 years. And I've always had a thirst for entrepreneurship, but I was always too afraid to go all in. So I said, let me just start small. I started taking an Amazon course. And that's where they teach you about finding a product. And like I said, I was teaching class, and I said there was a need for this. But I started small. And what I did was, since it wasn't working out for me on Amazon, which is a lot of the growing pains of being an entrepreneur, finding what works and what doesn't work, I found that what worked best for me was in-person events. So like health expos, craft fairs, anything where there was just people that would come to your tent, and, hopefully it's something that they would need. So it was a place where I could demonstrate it, where I can explain it, and they could touch and feel it. So I did that for 2 years.
Yeah, I love that. And now since the time of COVID, since COVID happening, and we're still deep into living that life, you've had to transition from in-person to online. And so how has that been going?
Yeah, so basically all the events were obviously canceled for this year. So usually they start around April. So, I had already kind of pre-booked them earlier in the year, and COVID hit. So they were all canceled. So now you have all this product, and I really was never active online prior to this. So you guys were a great help. So thank you so much. But I really just really dived in really deep on getting online a lot more often. So I posted a lot more often. I did more videos. And then I started placing Instagram and Facebook ads. And because my product is an exercise product and everybody was working out from home, I really took advantage of that. And from April throughout May, it was great.
Best-selling months, right?
Yeah, the best-selling months. And I think it's really because everybody was online, and I really took advantage of that time period.
Well, what I love is that, when Minna and I created the Survival Kit course bundle, which you're a student of, part of our tagline was like, events are canceled, right? Live events. And that was such a struggle in our community, because so many of them, whether it was a wholesale event, whether it's farmers market, whether it's craft shows, whatever it was, in person was really a big driver. And so when COVID hit, Minna and I were like, what do we we help everybody? How do we help them get online? And so that whole course is basically getting online without a website. So the idea of the pain point that you had and then transitioning online, which you did, and you did it quickly, and then you had a product that was just perfectly fitted and suited for what the world needed. Did you have to build a Shopify site, or what did you do? How did you quickly get online?
So I actually already had a Wix site,
Okay.
which now I'm going to be transitioning to Shopify because it seems to be a lot more user friendly, and they take many more different payments than Wix does.
Mm-hmm.
So again, another learning, lesson for me was, I was on a site that wasn't so great for buying online.
Mm-hmm.
So I already had that existing because I thought I was going to be selling online at some point. Now I'm just needing to improve the entire platform.
Yeah, I love that. I also love how you had this list of in-person events, and they were the pretty expensive ones. Expos are very expensive compared to like a farmer's market, for example,
Yes.
right? And you took that money instead, the expos, I'm guessing, are thousands of dollars, right?
They vary. The local ones are maybe like a couple hundred, but yes, like something like, one time I did the NBC Health Expo in New Jersey at Giant Stadium. And that's expensive. That could be about $2,000. And that's just for 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a big difference.
Right. And you took that cost that you would normally spend and you took it and put it into Facebook ads. I want to go over how the transition has been, because we get a bit of resistance of people thinking that doesn't translate, right? In person, you get to demonstrate, for example. What have you been seeing that's been working really well as far as showing your product that you're taking from in person and possibly bringing that online?
Definitely showing in all the different ways the product can be used. And you do have to do posting and stories, because there are people that only watch stories but don't look at posts. And then there are opposite of people who just looks at posts and don't look at stories. So you do have to do both. Same thing, like some people only go on Facebook but not on Instagram. So in this case, I think you just have to reach all mediums, to reach all masses, but definitely needing to be visible. And at some point, I think you and I had discussed, do you want to be the face behind the brand? Right now, I've just been using other people, but I think that'll be my next test, is to see if people are receptive seeing the owner behind the brand.
You were in our summer workshop, so that's where the last summer, like, get your face on video.
Yeah, has it been video that you've been doing, or has it been static ads? Or static posts, I mean. Mm-hmm.
So right now I've been doing a mix. I'm trying to do more video just because there's a lot more engagement. But I do have a few static posts.
Okay.
But I try to do more video.
She's very good, Minna, at almost like these production quality videos. Your background is in marketing, right?
It's actually in media buying.
Buying.
It's the boring part of that.
Which is what you did for Broadway, right?
Yeah. So I basically placed the media for them. I negotiated on their behalf on TV, radio, and cable.
Right. So, but video, what I love about your stuff is that it is this transition of, if you just showed a foam, let's call it just like a foam square, right? The perspective of a consumer that had no idea what this was, and you just kind of showed it and did flat lays with it, it doesn't really make sense. But I love how you show so many different ways of people using it, so many different types of people using it. You have a baby's foot on it, dogs on it, all sorts of things, but you're showing all the sizes and the ways to use it. And I think video has been so powerful for explaining your product, because in-person expos is where you get to show how to use your product. And you've sort of transitioned that into online and continue to share and show.
Yes, absolutely. That really replaces it. So I just had to transform the in-person to more of the online.
Yeah. Even in your verbiage, right? Because before pre-call, when we were talking, you said that you sometimes call it a balance pad and sometimes call it a knee pad, right? Yeah. And it's easy to explain when you're talking about something, especially with video. But if you're writing something, there's a bit of do I choose this or do I do this? How to explain this? And that demonstration can really come through. So are you feeling like the demonstration, what have been some key things that you've changed in your demonstrations? Has there anything been like that where you're tweaking certain things or calling certain things out, or anything that you've learned through this video journey of yours getting online?
Yeah. So I think one thing that in terms of the transition, someone was able to touch and feel it before they purchased it. And so that is a little bit hard online, but because I've been doing so well, the reviews come in a lot quicker. Once I sell to a person, face to face, I really kind of lost that person. Like, I don't know if they like it. I don't know anything about that person. So I feel like I have more tracking, more data, more responses back and forth. I can't tell you how many people have told me, it's helped them so much because they could never kneel down. And now that they're able to kneel down, it's motivated them to do more. So I can't get that response as quickly as when I'm in person, because once they purchased it, they've already walked away and I have really no chance of finding out how they liked it. So getting the responses and the thank yous and, I use it for this, this, and this, that's what's been really great about moving on to the online space.
Right. And you get to follow that customer's journey. They get to follow you. There's just, it's the longer relationship sometimes than the in-person.
It really is.
I want to talk a few numbers. So when you did an average, like a trade show or an expo, how many products would you sell in person?
I would say it can average, like my good days, I would make like 1,000 a day.
How many products would that be about?
So let's just say the average, because I have 3 different sizes, small, medium, large. So let's just say the average rate was $25.
Okay.
So 1,000 divided by 25.
Don't worry, I got out my
40
calculator.
40. I've been on math today, you guys, on the math skills.
Minna and I, whenever we're like on the cuff math, we're like, we were smart at some point.
Because I was like, okay, 100, that's 4.
Okay, so 40 products at a trade show that cost you a couple $100 to a couple $1,000. So cut to you having your best record months ever. How many units have you sold once you got online? We're recording this in mid-July. So you got online in what month? April, May?
So the end of it. So let's just say officially May, because you know how it is with Facebook. It takes a little while to kick
So like
in.
2.5 months.
So yeah, we're about 2.5 months now.
And how many have you sold?
I've sold close to about 500 units.
Yeah, it's
Can you believe
amazing.
that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That just shows you the power of online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you talked about how you can capture other people, since you kind of lost the ability for people to touch, which you can show somebody touching it, but having somebody social proof wise explain their experience, show how they're using it, has really helped you even keep that snowball going for getting online and selling more of what you're already selling.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And having the comments on there, and I make sure to screenshot it so I can use it as, my testimonial highlights.
Oh, you have been trained well, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. So what do you see sort of, because you're on the East Coast with me, what do you see happening for your business and sort of like your expectations for the rest of, 2020 and beyond with this, momentum behind your business and with your full-time corporate job sort of not being the way that it normally is? So what do you see for yourself?
I guess I'm getting to the point where so my exercise, I was focused on exercise, but there's actually other areas that it can be used for, like the piano bench. Yeah. But it's funny because I really got the other ways of using it from my customers. So for example, a bath kneeler when you're bathing a child, a toddler, that's one way. Some people have used it, the whole contracting industry. So if you're a plumber, electrician, if you're a floor installer, a locksmith, they are always needing to kneel on a pad. And gardening There's a standing desk component. Believe it or not, right now it's resting on my laptop to give it some height and for my wrist. So it's actually, how do I transform instead of exercising, but moving it to these other ways of using it? I think that's my next step, because right now my focus and my ad is more exercise related. How do I transform it to, the men demographic or the mom demographic? So it's kind of like the different uses that it can be used for.
Right. So you're going to figure that out. That's where your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. To grow the brand, because you're seeing that their uses are there. And now it's sort of, how do you approach those consumers and keep growing?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So tell our listeners,
and your potential customers,
because everybody needs one of these. Tell them how they can follow you, buy from you, and share you.
Sure. I am mostly on Instagram and Facebook. So it's at Lai Life Products. So it's LAI Life Products. And then my website is www.lailifeproducts.com.
Amazing. And we'll put that all in the show notes.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Hey friends, Jacqueline here. Based on all the amazing things we are seeing happen online, we are predicting this is going to be one of the busiest seasons for e-commerce ever. Are you ready for it? No matter what stage of business you're in, the one thing we do know is you need to show up and create content that actually matters to your customers during this 2020 holiday season. But wait, you may be thinking, sounds great, but what do I actually say to them without being salesy? Don't worry, friends, we've got you covered this holiday season. Introducing 101 Plus Content Ideas Beyond the Discount 2020 edition, a bundle of tools, prompts, and video training that helps you create content this holiday season to reach out to your customers beyond just offering discounts, which is uber important to having a profitable Q4. This is created specifically for you to use during this 2020 holiday season. So, what's included? 101 plus content prompts to be used on social media, emails, and in live videos. 3 months of editable calendars filled with daily content ideas for marketing in 2020 Q4. Monthly checklists for 2020 holidays to inspire content and calendar prompts. 5 holiday plug-and-play scripts that will help you show up easily on video to stand out from the big guys. And this is one of our favorites, the easiest way to have a 12 days of holiday sales or a Cyber Month sales worksheet, plus video trainings and so much more. If you want to check it out, make sure to grab 101 Content Ideas Beyond the Holiday Discount 2020 Holiday Edition. We wanted to make this holiday season as sweet as pumpkin pie that we are practically giving this away. Head to holidaycontentideas.com right now, and let's make this your most profitable holiday season ever.